Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of Jay's Flicks. I'm your host Jay, and today we're going to be talking about regular show getting a series revival. So another version of the show is going to be coming out soon on Cartoon Network. So I'm going to be giving my thoughts on this here in this video. But before we get started, make sure you hit that subscribe button. Help us continue to grow this account, this page, this channel. And yeah, like I said, uh, when I first saw the news for this, I was like, whoa, I was happy, but I was like, okay, this is see we're in an age right now where reboots and revivals and sequels are very popular because a lot of these main production companies are struggling to create original content. So that's why you're seeing things like a lot of you're seeing a lot of movies getting revived, particularly Disney movies. Like you're seeing these remakes and things like that, and these shows getting revivals also. So it's like, we're just in that age now because a lot, like I said, a lot of these companies are struggling to come up with anything original. So they're trying to go back to what made them successful in the past and creating new renditions off of those projects, right? So now regular show JG Quintel, who is the creative mind behind this, is no different, and he's going to apparently bring the series back to Cartoon Network. So let's begin as far as deep diving into this. So yeah, regular show ran for 8 seasons from 2010 to 2017 on Cartoon Network. One of the network's most popular shows during its run. I mean, I think it was the best show on Cartoon Network for the two for from that whole period that it was on there. I mean, I think it beat out Adventure Time. I think it definitely beat out the Amazing World of Gumball. All those other shows that were on there, like regular show was heck, I might even go as far as to say regular show was the best show on Cartoon Network of all time. That's it might be bold, but you know what? That's what I'm going for. That's how much I love that show. It was different and creative, and it was a different kind of cartoon. It's like you're not your original slapstick type of cartoon, not your original type of stuff like that. It was different in the sense like every episode is for the most part was different. There was a different type of plot and event going on in each episode. Of course, a majority of the cast was like it was animals, anthropomorphic animals. Of course, Mordecai and Rigby. Mordecai being a bird, Rigby being a raccoon, and then their coworkers at the park. So basically, the series of being about those two guys being best friends and working at a park and dealing with crazy adventures every single day. Um, and it just was for some reason like that was just like it made it so successful. It made it such a great show to watch on Cartoon Network. You at least for some people you connected with those characters. I know for me, like I connected with some of those characters, Mordecai in particular. I'm probably not the best thing, but I found a lot of similarities between me and him, and even then, just like you know um while other characters too were just really cool, like Benson and all those guys. Rigby was pretty cool in some aspects. Like just overall, like the show just had a great tone to it and a great feel from it, and was very the characters were great. Like I said, the storylines. I mean, when there was some overarching storylines that weren't just episodic. Throughout the series, it made for interesting few episodes. Like made you want to tune in next week to find out what happened. And they had some good specials too, also. So, yeah, I mean, and like I say, one of the best animated shows like I have seen throughout my life, and I've seen a lot of them. Regular Show is definitely up there of all time for me. And the fact that it's getting another edition of the show is just it's great. It shows you how much people still love it and people probably still miss it, and everything like that. So yeah, so apparently, yeah, it's coming back to Cartoon Network. And so, as far as with this revival, I guess, so to speak, itself, all we know right now is that, like, yeah, it just came announced alongside a revival for Foster's Home for Imaginary Friends, a spinoff for that show, then a spinoff for Adventure Time, um, and a Scooby Doo reboot series also coming. So there's a few other shows that are trying to make some spinoffs and coming back on the network. So uh, regular show is not the only one. I think it's going to be the most successful one just because of the nostalgia and just because of the characters and then some interesting twists you could turn in there. But The revival hasn't officially been titled yet, as far as we know, but it is in development for release. J.G. Quintel, of course, like I mentioned, is returning as the creator of the show, and he did a phenomenal job. Also voiced a lot of the characters on the show, particularly Mordecai. So the fact that he was the creator of the show, and also voiced some of the characters was pretty cool. That's a lot of work. Um, and so yeah, so all we know is that yeah, he's on board and that, it's gonna feature some of the characters from the original series. So I mean, more likely than not, Mordecai and Rigby will be showing back up. Um, who knows? Now Pops, of course, died in the eighth season of the show. So he won't be coming back. Or was that in the movie? I can't remember which one exactly it was. But I do know, yeah, Pops did die like in the end. So we probably won't be seeing him, but for the most part, I can expect to see Mordecai Rigby back, maybe Muscle Man, maybe Skips, Benson, few of those, some new characters also. Who knows? So we don't know much right now. All we know is that it's getting a spinoff. Hopefully they don't ruin it. Hopefully they don't ruin it. Like I would like to see something like because we left off where everybody's on their own little thing. Mordecai's got his wife and everything. Rigby's with Eileen. And stuff like so. We left off on a good note. So maybe just follow their lives after the park. And just as they have their own families or whatnot. Maybe still going on some zany adventures, but at the same time keeping that vibe of like just the you know um just the silliness that regular show was, which made it so um, efficient, as a series. So that's what I'm really looking forward to seeing, and I really hope that um, that Cartoon Network does not ruin it. I hope they don't butcher it. Like I said, JG Quintel, if he's gonna be the main creative mind behind it, then I don't expect anything to really be wrong with it per se. Um, I mean, like I say, the way that he set the plot up and the structure and the character dynamics, it made for a very interesting show. I will say later on it did start to fall off after like maybe I say maybe from the after the fifth season, it kind of started to decline a little bit for me. I mean, as far as quality wise, especially when they went into space in season 8, wasn't particularly interesting. So I mean, but I mean, like I said, it was good enough to go to 8 seasons. Most shows don't last that long unless they are really good and that the audience loves it. They're getting a lot of viewership and a lot of great reception from people out there in the world. So regular show definitely was getting all those things enough to warrant 8 seasons and a movie too. Wasn't really that good. Um, but and then of course getting a spinoff. So I mean, I just like I said, I just don't want them to make the same mistake they made with all these other spinoffs of these other shows and series, like the Thundermans getting that spinoff movie, then of course the iCarly reboot, like things like that. I don't want them to mess up. Now Wizards of Waverly Place, so Disney Channel is getting a spinoff series, or yeah, spinoff series rather. So it's like I hope hopefully don't mess that one up either. But we're in the age of spinoffs and reboots now. This is what this is now, like I mentioned earlier. So as I said, originality is starting to lack between these companies and these productions and things like that. So now they're having to turn to the old things and trying to bring the story back in some type of way, trying to bring that spunk back that made it so popular, but just reinventing it. So that's what a lot of these big corporations are doing now, more than ever. That's why you're seeing all these movies getting these reboots. Like Moana is, for example, getting you know a live action remake. So things like that. Toy Story is getting a sequel. It's coming back after it really should have ended after the third movie, but anyway, that's a whole other conversation for a different podcast episode. So I don't know, man. Like those are just my thoughts. Like, and let me know what you guys think. I mean, did y'all like regular show growing up? I mean, I'm pretty sure everybody liked regular show. If you didn't, then maybe I don't know, something was wrong with you because that show was awesome. Like I remember coming home and looking forward to, from school, or whatever, and now watching regular show at night. Seeing what Mordecai and Ruby were getting up to, like it just excited me. Like and even though the episodes were like 12 minutes long, it was just fun. It was eventful. Like you felt like you were friends with Mordecai and Rigby. You felt like you were there with those characters. That's the type of pull that they had on you. And when you're able to create a program where you can have that type of emotional pull um, with the audience that like intertwine with the characters in your series, then it's more likely than not it's going to be successful because you're creating that dynamic that makes people want to come back and watch more of it, and things like that. So it's creating good fan engagement, and those are big keys to having successful films and shows and products like that in the media business, right? You want that fan engagement, you want that farming to be good, you want people talking about it, you want them, all those things, right? Because it's just going to bring more eyes to the channel. It's going to bring more eyes to that program, to that show. So, you know, um, yeah, I think it's going to be good. I think it's going to be successful. I don't see it going badly. I mean, yes, it seems like it's going to be a great series, great spinoff of an already amazing series. That was regular show. So honestly, I think it's gonna be good. Now they did get Close Enough was also a show, same animation style, same creator with JG Quintel. That I don't know if it was supposed to be a spinoff per se of regular show, but it did come on. But it was like a completely different type of thing. They referenced regular shows a few times in Close Enough, but it wasn't like supposed to be a continuation or anything like that. So I'm just putting that out there if y'all haven't heard of it or seen it. It's called Close Enough. It's on HBO Max, I believe, to stream it as well as regular show. So we'll see what happens. But yeah, regular show guys is coming back for a spinoff. So let me know what you think in the comments. Did we deserve it? Or sorry, did it deserve to be a comeback, or do you think they should have left it alone? Let me know what you think. And we will see you next time on Jay's Flicks.